and welcome back. Sorry we weren't here last week, but lots of us didn't get enough sleep, and we needed to catch some rest. And we did, which means that we are now fit and ready to start what is already our last episode of this little Ryuutama mini campaign. Hopefully we'll need the full 3 hours. We'll see how combat goes once we start. My name is Anniek. I am the Ryujin today. I will be running these fine players through a grand finale. We'll go around and let people introduce themselves, and then we're going to go into our little recap, because it has been 2 weeks, and then we're just going to get right into the game. I'm going to go in the order of my Zoom screen, and that means that Lex gets to go first.
Oh, hooray! Hi, I'm Lex. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Ko-fi at Fortivair, no dash between. I'm going to be playing Corey today, and Corey has been slimed and is scared about it.
That seems like a natural reaction to being slimed. Kai.
Hello, I am Kai, Kaiwa Creative on Yield Internets. I am playing Jace, who already fell in a hole today and is totally going to be super brave and smart about this slime situation.
There's the reason you're called Jace the Brave. By no one. Wraith.
I'm Wraith. I'm going to be playing Juniper Bennett, a resident merchant, and I don't know that there's a slime yet. I'm currently being a book nerd in the other room, so
This is correct.
hopefully I'm fast.
Yep. And Amanda.
Hi everyone, I'm Amanda. You can find me everywhere at Panda Cabra, and I am playing Saki, resident mom and current book lover, which is a new development since last time. I also don't know there's a slime in the other room, because I am reading a journal and it is very saucy and spicy and very good to read through.
Speaking of bookworms and stories and journals, Saki, our journal keeper, will do the recap.
Yes, so at the beginning of our journey last time, we found a letter from Rosalie, who was in our party originally, but Rosalie has decided to start her own journey and was sending a letter to say goodbye. So we are traveling, and Juniper is starting to convince Corey that we can cut Kekko's leaves. Maybe we can sell them, but we actually don't know exactly what these leaves do or if they're good or medicinal, but I'm sure someone would want to buy them. We have our baby goats. They start eating the leaves on Kekko, and they don't seem very bothered by it, which is good. But then Jace, being the hero that they are, tries to rescue one of the baby goats from eating the poison ivy and ends up getting covered in it again. So yeah, we do put the goats on leashes so they don't like wander off. We come across, after a couple hours of journeying, a hexagonal sign with some weird symbols, and we find out that it's an adventurer's sigil. So after some thought, we find out that it is actually the hunting grounds of the speckled bee, which is a giant bee that lives in hives dug into the ground and is incredibly dangerous. Because these bees, when I say they're giant bees, I mean they're like human-sized bees. So we decide to go around because we don't want to deal with that. However, the bee's honey, for future reference, is very, very prized, and you can earn up to like a year's worth of gold from selling it. So the sigils are actually there to tell hunters what they're getting into, and basically they're licensed to hunt these bees. We're not, so we're just like, okay, bye. It is unfortunately raining, and we're soaked when Jace, was it Jace? No, it was Corey, remembers that he can summon giant leaf umbrellas. And so we get a little bit of a bonus for that. We make a camp overnight. Nothing eventful, just some really cool wildlife like three-tailed foxes and some other colorful animals. Just kind of stop on by and hang out for a second. Jace, I think, in the last watch of the night, sees a little mushroom dragon. The mushroom dragons kind of look like a little slug, but like a mushroom. It's really cute. And then once the dragon leaves the area, the rain stops. So again, confirming the theory that these dragons can control the weather. We break down camp. We've come across a place called the lake. We're running low on rations. We're thinking, oh, maybe, hopefully, this lake will maybe find another camp or another town, but there's nothing for a while. And we realize, oh, crap, we're running short on rations. But we see a place that sort of looks like an old fortress, like old barracks. So we decide, hey, maybe there's someone there that can help us out. We don't see anyone, but as we're exploring, we find the place has lots of cultivated gardens and fountains, and almost like it's like a temple, a holy place, but it's abandoned. And the plants look like they're about to bloom, but they just can't. So as we explore through it, we find an altar to the dragons. We find a place where an egg would have been, but the egg isn't there. And there's no evidence that the egg was taken or destroyed. Matter of fact, the only reason why we know anyone was there is because the piles of journals that people have left to tell stories to the dragon egg. But that's it. There's nothing indicating where they went, what went wrong. They're just gone, and that's weird. So we decided to start investigating. And then, so while we're reading through the journals, Jace and Corey decide to go off and start exploring some of the rest of the temple. They come across a place that kind of looks like a kitchen with a pantry, and they find rations, which is great, but then Corey finds a slime mold, and that was where our story ended.
I mean, that's where the session ended. Let's hope the story isn't quite over yet.
Yeah, the story of last session, I should say.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dramatic.
It would be so upsetting if we all just got killed by a slime mold. That's how we end.
You're not wrong. Fortunately, though, we have the full party here today. Everyone's, I'm assuming, ready to go. So we are actually going to go straight into the first combat of this wonderful and definitely not lethal temple. We're going to start by asking our party for their initiative, which is a Dex int roll.
Ooh, ho, 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 ho,
Double
ho.
ones.
That is a 9 from me.
Let's see, a 9 for Saki, very nice. I heard double ones for Juniper.
Yep.
Corey?
8.
8! Huzzah! And Jace? I can't hear you, but your mouth, I think, said 3.
It did say 3. Yes, that is
It did
correct.
say 3. Okay. Wonderful. Alrighty. Hang on, I'm briefly distracted while my dog is being lured out of my room. There we go. Peace and quiet, or something that should resemble it. Yeah. We will, first, before we do anything else, have a chat about the things that are on this battlefield. Because we decide what is on the battlefield together. we will go around and everybody gets to place an item or an object or an interesting piece of terrain. We'll do it in order of initiative. So, Amanda, what item is nearby that would be of interest?
Since we're in the pantry, I feel like finding a whole rack of like different types of cutlery, like butcher knife, paring knife, fishing, scoring knife,
okay,
would be interesting to have.
Knife rack. Okay. Corey. Lex.
I think since we were going through and Corey's been systematically sorting what food was still edible and what wasn't, there's a pile of bad food in here. I don't know if that counts as a weapon or an obstacle, but it's there.
Pile of bad food. It's whatever. You can use it however you see fit once combat gets underway for real. I'm gonna spoil the initiative surprise a little bit here, because now it's my turn. And I would say that one of those kitchen carts with like 2 wheels and 2 feet is nearby, and it's full of like dish towels, just fabric. Kai.
Can my object be like a chandelier thing hanging from the ceiling? You know, like one of the old candelabra circle ones made of metal?
Sure.
No.
Chandelier. Leaving us on a 2 with Wraith. Also, I'll say, because you rolled double ones, that's technically a fumble, so you can add a fumble point to your party fumble pool.
Yay, this terrible roll was useful. I think there's a roll of like that cooking twine that used for like tying up meat.
Yep. Cooking twine. Excellent. All right. Now, again, I sort of gave away already what the order is. However, since Corey was preoccupied and made no hesitation for grabbing the things he was grabbing, I am going to rule that Corey, at least for the first round, is surprised, and the slime gets to have a little move, a little extra slurp, basically.
Oh no.
Classic slurp.
It's a good slurp. I love slurping. In a horror setting kind of way. I just realized how questionable that would have sounded before I made that caveat. So it's going to slurp around your arms, because if I remember correctly, you reached into a cabinet to collect things, and something just starts oozing onto you. What is, if anything, the kind of armor you're wearing?
No. Just clothes.
Just clothes. Beautiful. Yeah, perfect. In that case, it meets no resistance, as it sort of your hands. You know how you can't really tell if something wet or cold? There's definitely something either wet or cold or both.
Mm-mm.
And it started at your fingertips, and it's just sort of moving up towards like wrists, definitely aiming for your elbows. The cold does 2 points of hit point damage to you. as your fingertips inside the slime. You can't see them, but you can feel them. They start to get a kind of frost-burny feeling. How does Corey respond?
I vaguely remember that last time, Jace had found some good food. Corey had been turning to go, oh, that's awesome. That's nice. Had that moment of like anime hair fluff because, ew, this is slimy. And then went, real slime.
Oh my
He's
god.
going to actually use, if I may, he's going to use the spell Shooting Star.
Oh, I meant mainly in a role-playing kind of way.
Oh, okay.
It is actually first Saki's turn.
Right.
Who, I think, despite being deeply engrossed in a journal, would hear the anime screaming from the kitchen pantry at this point. Saki.
Right. So I feel like this is the time that I just immediately just perk up from the journal that I'm reading, and I start running towards the sound of the screaming. And while I'm doing that, I have him grab the axe from my back and am holding it, ready to defend against whatever's happening.
Perfect.
So I don't know.
So,
I don't know how movement works in the game. If that's
for people who aren't yet in combat, it's pretty hand wavy. But a round is considered to be roughly 10 seconds. And I'm pretty sure Saki has a pretty good. Actually, I like. What is your condition today? I just realized I don't know.
It's an 8, so it's an 8.
It's solid.
It's good. It's good enough.
All right, so you're moving pretty good. I think if you're not stopping to check anything and just barreling on through, I'd say you're about a round away. Like to enter at least the room where everything is happening.
Correct. So I'm making my way there, like beelining, not stopping for anything else.
Yeah. So once you get to the room, you'll be entering what they call the back area of combat, and then the next turn, if you want to, you can either move front or you can just attack from the back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. I'll remind my players of your combat actions, because we're going to move to Corey, who is actually already in combat. During combat, you have a action per round, and your options are movement, magic, assess the situation, defend, or attack. There's use an item, including the ones we just put there ourselves, and use a skill. Corey. You were casting a spell.
Yes.
Magic spells with the casting time of normal, so none of your rituals?
No. It's the spell Shooting Star. It's a damaging spell. I don't remember if in combat I roll like in something else. Like brain is blinking. I'm sorry.
I mean it's a long ranged attack basically. So yes, you would have to roll. It should say on your spell what you have to roll.
It tells me what to roll for damage, but
Where is Shooting Star? Your spring, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spring magic, there it is. Wake
That
up,
might
stand up,
be-
no.
One of the incantations, not the.
I think it's an incantation.
Yeah. What is the thing?
Incantation magic. Why can't you just hit something with a stick?
Because I don't have a stick. I don't have one.
The spell is cast during combat. The spell takes effect as soon as it is successfully cast. Beautiful. Incantation magic. Shooting Star. No, I think you can just do it. Because it states that there is clearly a target. I'll be nice and say that a slime counts.
In plus
Spirit.
spirit.
I was just saying, I'll be nice and say that a slime counts as a person. Because your target specifically states one person, but a slime is close enough at this point.
Huh. Is a 10.
I would say that that is a successful cast.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay.
Roll for damage.
Oof, that is a 3.
A 3. Okay. That makes it... What does it look like when you cast a shooting star spell?
So normally it would look like, a little bright, kind of fire-looking little blast from the palms of his hands, but the palms of his hands are inside of a slime. So it goes from, arm flailing and screeching about the slime that is trying to move up his arms to maybe like a kind of gross bubbling as hot is inside a thing that was not previously hot.
That's fair. Also gross. It's immediately the slime's turn again. Not enjoying this at all. It's not very smart, but it's also not completely dumb. And decides that clearly it needs to not be on your hands. So it will move further up. And start aiming for your torso to get away from your hands, because they were warm and awful, and it made things bubble that shouldn't bubble. So we're just gonna go. And let's see. Accuracy. Oh yeah. I have to roll accuracy to see if I actually damage you, but considering the dice the slime has, I have to roll real bad for that to not work. What was your condition today, just in general?
8. Same as initiative.
Yeah. Saki, what was your condition today?
8.
Juniper? Was that 7?
Yes, 7.
Thank you. Jace?
9.
Nice. And you still fell in a hole. It's amazing.
Yep. I'm just sitting here at 10 HP. 2 sounded like a real big number.
Yeah, well, considering that Corey is currently taking another 5 cold damage, it's not as much as you might like. Corey, that cold damage is, when your extremities are cold, that's bad. Once it starts chilling your torso and crushing you a little bit, it becomes more problematic. But you absolutely convinced it to let go of your hands, so that part worked. Jace.
Wow.
Time to be a hero.
Yeah, okay. Am I close enough to Corey to do I guess a melee attack? Or
yeah, you and Corey are considered to be in the front area.
All right.
As soon as Saki gets here, she'll be in the back area, and as soon as Juniper starts, if Juniper gets here, it means she might just decide to peace out.
Mm-hmm.
If Juniper gets here, she will also enter the back area.
Yeah, so after I let out this high-pitched scream, I kind of throw everything I was holding up in the air and just reach for that long pole arm on my back and slash at this thing, trying to hit it right above where Corey, not in Corey's hands, obviously. I mean, so, yeah.
Okay, aim carefully.
Yes, please.
I know, or I said that and I was like, okay, this is exactly what's gonna happen. Sorry.
Just maybe don't fumble.
For context, Corey is at 1 HP already.
Okay. I rolled a 6.
Okay. So you don't hit Corey,
Very good.
and you do successfully hit the slime,
Okay.
but it sort of goes into the slime and back out again. And it just sort of reforms around it. Your attack wasn't high enough to meet the condition to actually hurt the slime. So you hit it, but it didn't seem too upset by it.
Just the sustained terror scream all throughout this until someone else gets here.
The equivalent of we found a spider. It is not going well.
Bringing us to Juniper, here to save the day. Question mark.
I mean, she's gonna do the only thing she can do, which is just run towards the sound of the commotion, but...
Yep.
She can't do much else this round.
This is true. Bring us right back to the top of the round for Saki. You enter the arena, quote unquote, in the back area.
What can I do while I'm in the back area? Like, how close am I to the slime and Corey?
So you can do everything except for attack in a way that states it has to be in the same area. So you can do like long range attacks, you can do all area attacks, you can move, you can think about the situation, which is not something you want to do because it would change your initiative. And your initiative's real good.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have anything that lets you attack the adjacent area, you can do it from there. If you've, like, Corey's spell has specifically states all areas, so you can just blanket everything.
I feel like, you know what, I'm gonna go for, there's like how close am I to like that pile of bad food?
As close as you want to be.
Alright, I'm gonna grab it and then I'm gonna actually try to toss it at the slime until I can get closer.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what's
free
wrong
action
for that.
to grab it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to throw it hard enough and aim it properly. So I'd say Dex Strength, if that sounds reasonable to you.
Right. That sounds good. That is a 10.
That will hit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out what the kind of damage I'd expect from rotting food on a slime mold.
I almost feel like it's either bludgeoning or poison, and I don't know that either of those would actually do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking like maybe I'm trying to sicken it or something, so it...
Exactly. In that case, roll a d6 for actual damage, and I will roll to see how this slime mold does against a poison condition.
That is a 2 for damage.
A 2 for damage. Okay. And then the question, am I poisoned? It is not poisoned. It does respond to the rotting food hitting it in kind of a... It's squeezing Corey less hard. At least you can tell by the fact that Corey can actually inhale for a second, rather than just screaming out. And it has these little pseudopods that's sort of also going around the food. So it's moving away from Corey a bit to like surround the food with like tiny little tentacles. Corey, you can breathe! Ish.
Mechanically, I'm going to try and move to the back area. I don't know what that looks like other than Corey trying to, like, shake it off / pull himself out of the slime.
Oh, that sounds delicious. What do you think you need to roll to make that happen?
Oh.
And collaborative DMing is great. I don't have to think nearly as hard.
Like, part of me wants to argue it's like dex strength. Part of me wants to argue it's spirit strength, because this thing is cold and squeezing me, and I'm very, very hurt, and this is hard.
I'll take spirit strength.
Okay.
Your target number is a 9.
Okay. Hit. Come on, kid. Because if you don't, you're dead. Oh, good. That's a 10.
Huzzah! You shimmer and flail. I mean, we can make it sound prettier, but you're flailing your way away from this slime that is fortunately already being a little bit distracted by delicious rotting food that was offered to it. And you manage to move from the front area to the back area. On 1 hit point.
As soon as you get there, he's leaning heavily on something and just gasping for air. And shivering violently.
That is a valid response. Leaving the slime in the front area with some rotting food it's already partly digesting, and Jace. Hi, Jace!
Don't worry, Corey, I gotcha. Oh.
Slurping in your general direction. See if I have, first question, do you have any kind of armor on?
Yes, I have the high quality clothing that I bought at the start, and then also the high quality pants I bought from
At Fern's?
Yeah.
After everything ate your pants.
Yes. So whatever
Okay.
that combination would be.
Do either of them specifically state they give you an armor bonus? Or are they just nice clothes?
They don't. They don't have an armor thing. I thought that if you went high quality, you got like a +1, or is that only if they have an armor component?
Yeah, let me check. Because I'm pretty sure you just get the one from high quality,
Yeah.
which would normally stack with the other armor options they give you. So technically you have an armor of 2 because they're both high quality.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, it does glorm onto you because I roll higher than your condition.
No.
Your armor is going to prevent some of the damage, but because it is a slime, it has the special little characteristic. Let's see if it's not a choice. It doesn't want to do this. It just is. It makes your armor's durability go down.
Okay.
So, first damage. That would have been 5, but your armor takes 2 away. So that's 3. I'm gonna say because it dropped to the ground after Corey. No, actually, I'll ask Corey. When you flailed away from the slime, was it more of a flinging torso height, or did you throw it to the ground?
Just flailed in a direction.
Beautiful. So as it's being expelled from Corey, it gets smacked into Jace, basically. It doesn't even have to move itself, it just goes onto Jace. It is cold or wet, you're not sure. Inside of it is like a rotten banana and a half-eaten apple core and some kind of... It probably used to be a sandwich, but it's kind of fluffy. And it's just, it has all of that inside it as it starts wrapping around you. Jace, it's your turn.
Just continuing with the sustained screaming, after Corey threw this monster at me, I am also going to just be like, well, if we're not fighting it, you gotta let me know, and just turn around and like Scooby-Doo run away and join Corey wherever they are. Try and duck behind something.
Lovely. Everyone's moving to the back area.
Yeah.
Okay. Juniper. You run into a kitchen-type pantry area where Corey is leaning on a kitchen island, panting, looking absolutely awful. Their fingers are kind of whitish, like a little black on the tips already. Jace is somehow still screaming, has not run out of air. And on the floor is a sort of color-changing pile of goop with things floating around inside of it. And Saki is also in the back area, looking very pleased with herself because she's so far the only one that has done proper effects on this slime, ooze, jelly type creatures. It's a very cute round shape. It just sort of does that little blorby motion on the floor. It has a very cute little idle animation.
Since no one's up at the front anymore, I am probably going to stick back with everybody. I am going to hand Corey my little fox as a kind of like wrap this around your neck, like warm yourself up a little bit. I can't heal you, but I can give you a warm creature. I'm just gonna kind of
okay. Just curls up in.
keep an eye on the slime. If it gets closer, I'll do something. But maybe it's not gonna chase after us if we're not like right up on it.
There. Saki.
How big is this slime actually in comparison to like us as humans?
Yeah. It does seem to be quite stretchy. But like about a cubic meter. I don't know how much it is in feet. 3 cubic feet-ish.
Okay. I kind of want to like go up to the front line and take a swing at it and see what happens. Let's see, what is... Let me pull up my sheet.
I mean, with everyone in the back area, it kind of automatically becomes the front area.
Yeah.
Because the slime can just sort of roll towards you. But yeah, you can go hit it if you want.
Okay, so it's... I roll with accuracy first, which is strength.
Yep.
Strength -1. 6 is actually a 5, so I don't know if I hit it.
A 5 will not hit the slime.
Okay.
Sort of the same as with Jace. You take a swing at it, and you do hit it because, you know, it's just a blob on the ground. It just doesn't seem to make any impact. It just sort of reforms as your blade passes through it.
Okay. Well, at least that taught me something then from it.
It is happily, it looks like it's moving the things that you threw at it around inside of it, and you can actually see them be... I hesitate to use the word digested, but they are being digested or corroded or absorbed or whatever word you want to use for this. Bringing us to Corey. And his 1 hit point. But you have a fox.
So, to clarify, the field has shifted to where the front is, rather, the back has now become the front?
Pretty much, yeah, because otherwise Saki couldn't have walked and hit.
Yes.
Because it's either movement or attack. But you all moved back and the slime just sort of spreads out.
To get
covers
into
more area and move the area towards you.
Okay.
Still tasted delicious. It is just a little slime. Like those of you whose characters like to read books and stuff, they've seen slimes up to 10 meters. So this is just a baby. It's just a little hungry slime.
Makes me wonder if there's a bigger slime, but...
The classic, we made it through the combat, and you turn around and Mommy is behind you.
Yeah.
Almost here. No, I think, as terrible an idea as it is, instead of moving back again. Corey is going to use magic again.
Okay.
So he's gonna do another round of shooting star. This time looks a little more impressive because, you know, it actually does the bright flash of heat and kind of like, it almost looks like little, what's the word? Little, you know how like when you see images of volcanic eruptions, those little spurts of like lava that come out?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it looks like. And I got a 9 on the casting roll.
That is successful.
Okay.
It is exactly the number you needed.
Excellent. Unfortunately, that's still only 2 damage. Just the saddest little blast of sparks from his hands.
That's pretty cute. It is not enough to destroy the slime.
No.
Let's see. It is the slime's turn. It doesn't, like, Corey did taste delicious, but you also keep shooting warm, sparky things at it, and it really hates it, and Saki moved up and is right there. So we're just gonna slurp our way over to Saki. Do you have any armor on?
I do not, just regular clothes and some climbing shoes, and that's it.
Yeah. So the question isn't relevant because I rolled so bad, I'm like 1 point away from a fumble.
Uh-oh.
I didn't actually fumble, but that was pretty atrocious on the slime's side. Why did I pick a slime for you to fight when I have a lisp? I did not think this through. It starts moving towards you, Saki, gets hit in the face or whatever its face might be by Corey's sparky bits, and just gets so disoriented. It's just glorping the entirely wrong direction right now. Jace! The slime is retreating! Or so it would seem.
Okay. I kind of peek my head over wherever I was trying to hide behind. And just, okay, well, fighting. And we'll give it a poke with my spear polearm as it retreats.
Bravery! Yes.
Yes. I rolled 3.
That doesn't seem to be a successful attack.
Nope.
Can you describe what goes wrong?
I just kind of am like trying to take like a little quick like step after it so I can poke it, and I just get one of my little feet in its little slime trail and kind of and whack my spear into like a little counter as I am just doing great. Just doing great.
Just as I almost said as always, but you didn't fall down.
That's true.
So that's definite progress. Just life in general. Juniper.
So, would I know if it's intelligent enough to be negotiated with?
Roll in spirit.
That is a 7.
7. So, not intelligent in the sense that you can make clear bargains using like natural language. More on the can I befriend this feral cat level, right? If I toss it enough treats, is it gonna go where I want it to go? It can't speak. It probably has very bad object permanence. But it can definitely be tricked and or lured.
Okay. That doesn't particularly help me. So I'm just gonna try to attack it then.
next to Jace.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Saki, coming through.
That is 8. Oh, that was almost a crit. That's 11.
That'll hit nice. Very good.
Oh, full damage though. 8.
8 damage.
Yes, I'm just gonna jab my little dagger into it.
It is looking...
Oh wait, sorry, 7.
Heavily
It's
damaged.
-1.
It's still not looking great. That was a excellent blow. As opposed to Jace, who sort of stumbled, hit a counter. Juniper just moves up and just a decisive attack on this thing. Saki. There's bits of slime like splattering off. There's like blue and green stains on the floor. Some of the rotting food you threw at it sort of rolled out of it and is like sticking to the floor.
Oh god, I hate to ask this question, but when these little parts of it are coming off, are they independently moving, or is it just a stationary, just sort of like it is done? Like it is just dead matter now?
They are currently stationary. I do think on the roll Juniper just made for how intelligent they are, just like a general things you know about slimes. Slime that remains after a battle will eventually grow back into a full slime. So there's a grace period for cleaning this up.
Okay.
For now, it takes a while to reform.
Okay, so with that knowledge, I'm going to just attack it and see if I can make it even smaller.
Okay.
With the goal of maybe breaking up into more pieces to make it.
Yeah.
So that is a 15 on accuracy.
Oh, that will absolutely hit. That is excellent.
And a 6 damage.
I mean, do you want to describe your killing blow?
I feel like I just swing my axe over my head and just bring it down, and it just goes... just splatters everywhere.
Perfect. Well done. Close call for some party members, but in general, a successful first combat.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone has first aid, but Corey, not looking fantastic.
The boxes was my best attempt.
Fair.
I can't help anyway. But it says I have the trapping skill, which I can harvest materials from a defeated monster.
Mm-hmm.
Is there
Do
anything
you want to harvest the bits that came out of or off the slime?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see like what will that. Maybe it's useful. Maybe there is like someone who will buy it later or something. Be like, hey, I have essence of slime for
So
sale.
it isn't so much essence of slime. You can like collect little bits of slime and like sell little slime babies as very, very, very dangerous pets. I will say, as soon as you splatter the slime, things it was previously also digesting come rolling out. And you do find, let me see how many you get. Oh, wow. 3 whole apples come rolling out. And they look to be sunset apples.
Very cool. I'm gonna add
Especially since those recover hit points.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. I totally knew that. I'm going to...
I think it's the book's way of going, anybody who fights a slime is going to need these in the end, because they're literally the monster's only loot.
Little guys.
Yes, I want to take these apples and I want to try to like wash off like any residual
Yep.
slime, just kind of wipe it off.
Running water in this temple
Mhm.
still works. So you can just go over to the sink. They just have
Mhm.
running water here. You can just go over to the sink and wash off these apples. They're a little bruised, but they'll work.
Right. And then
Just don't tell people where you got them.
No, of course not. And I will just go up to Corey. I said, Corey, I found a sunset apple, and I have 2 more that we can add to our rations.
That's good. That's good, because Jace found some too. Just very not 100% aware of his surroundings at the moment, to the point where after this things stop moving and it's just a mess around. It's looked over at that cart of towels and stuff and went, it's time to clean this up. And that's where he just kind of settled the fox up around his neck and went, grabbed some towels, was going to the sink to get water on them and start scrubbing the slime off of stuff, because Ma always said that keep your room clean and do your chores, you get slime, so I guess it's true. But he will take a break to eat an apple because food, hungry.
Yeah. If you eat a sunset apple, you recover 2 hit points.
Oh, that's good. I am no longer at 1.
We have two more of those.
Huzzah! That puts you back up to 3 hit points.
3
Nice.
whole hit points.
3 whole hit points. Don't go spending them all at once.
Oh gosh.
Please don't.
We say as we have the rest of the temple to explore.
That moment where if you're playing a video game, it's only auto saves and you find a med kit.
Oof.
Yeah.
Sure, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Fine. All right.
Oh, that's
Corey
something.
takes a break for an apple, but is scrubbing. What are Juniper and Jace doing at this point?
So I take it you guys didn't find much in the way of food, just slime?
We've had a couple foods, but mostly slime. Big
2 whole
takeaway.
days worth of rations isn't something to sniff at.
Well, no.
That's good. We found out there was an egg. It's not where it's supposed to be, though.
But
So we'd go. Did someone steal it? Where's an egg go?
I mean, whatever happened, everything stopped happening here at a certain date. There was all of the journal entries. It just stopped.
and I mean, judging by how gross all the food and stuff is, ain't nobody been back in that entire time.
Well, I think whatever happened, nobody planned to leave. It looked like they were writing, they were gonna write the day log and just didn't.
Oh,
So you think they got
so that sounds like magic.
Yeah.
Can I roll to try and spark an idea of what might have possibly caused that?
Sure. Roll in spirit, because that's your casting stat.
Okay.
Sure.
That's
That's all I got.
an 11.
An 11. Nice. Things that could have caused this, the kind of stuff you're seeing right now. A dragon egg that is being watched over and being fed stories to, and that should almost be hatching, will be able to influence its own surroundings up to a certain point. So the dragon egg of summer that should be here would have been exuding in I tried to find a less gross word, but it would have been like broadcasting summer magic already.
Okay.
Which is also why you find like a lot of summery fruits and things here that aren't blooming in the rest of the continent yet. If summer magic was around to make things grow without it actually being summer yet, and something happened with that egg, things that were out of season would have very rapidly decayed. So it might have been a recent thing, but the magic that sustained it just isn't here anymore. And if your dragon egg gets stolen, then you're going to be a little more busy with finding it than with writing your day log.
He's just kind of going to scratch his head because that doesn't really help him figure out who would take a dragon egg.
I mean, either a very bad person or something that isn't a person, basically, because people want the dragons around, right? So you're either a deeply disturbed individual, or it was something that isn't a person, which makes the who a little more of a what.
What? Yeah. I mean, magic can make stuff disappear, but like, I think some of this other stuff would be a little more rotted, you know, if it was the magic that did it. Like the fruits outside, I mean.
Yeah. Oh god, what if the slime dissolved the summer dragon egg?
What if,
I hate
like,
to say it, but that's what I was thinking.
I was thinking, I mean, seeing it disappear, maybe like something that has large eggs took it to hatch. Chase is having like
But
half
then
a
it would-
thought.
But then it would like exist in the world, like it would be out there.
If it's not where it's supposed to be and everyone went looking for it, maybe it's just someplace hard to find.
Because it'd be little, it wouldn't be able to do too much yet, except like right next to it, right? So we just gotta find where it went.
Yeah, on that topic, and speaking of characters having half a thought, you are correct. The things that are blooming in summer out of season on the outside-ish area of the temple are not rotten.
So I don't think it's gone, just not here.
So there's a chance it's still alive, for lack of a better description.
Well, definitely, because that ain't rotten.
So we just need to figure out how to track it down.
Well, maybe the slime was a clue.
I hope the slime wasn't a clue.
I really hope not either, but
I think if the slime was a clue, it's a clue that it's a mess in here. Back to looking in cabinets and stuff. Because, like, every other room we've been in, it's been rotten food, mostly, except for, like, a couple of places.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere you guys haven't investigated yet? Maybe there's a clue on some other creatures that have been through the temple.
Well, we didn't get down the hall all the way. We stopped at the kitchen, because the kitchen should have food. We weren't really looking for clues about the dragon. We were looking for food.
Maybe we go check out that room and see if there's any signs of creatures that have hopefully been here and are not here anymore.
Yeah,
also,
okay.
I feel like we should probably stick together from here on out.
Yeah.
Probably a good call.
Yeah. Corey like looks very, very kind of like down. Just that whole I messed up energy.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't know there was a slime, but you know, your mother did always warn you about putting your hands in dark corners.
Without looking.
Where have we left the chicken and the baby goats at this point?
Last I remember, we had left them in the main, like, outside area, munching on plants and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Questions you don't like to hear.
I think if anything's happening
Puking.
with them, we'll
Look, the
hear
baby
it.
goats have plot armor.
Excellent.
I said nothing about the chicken, but the baby goats have plot armor.
The chicken doesn't need plot armor. The chicken is a menace.
I also can see him being loud if he's getting attacked. I think we'd hear it.
The last minute reveal was the chicken as the BBEG.
I would not be surprised.
I tried to hatch the egg and accidentally broke it. So where are you guys going?
I want to go investigate the last room we haven't seen, just to see if there's any hints.
Okay.
We'll just follow that.
Who's leading the charge?
Not Corey.
I'll lead the charge.
I was about to say I will definitely either be the very first person or the very back person to avoid ambush.
Okay, so we have Juniper and Saki bookending this. Group moms mobbing hard.
I have a lot of hit points, so I feel confident.
Don't rub it in their faces.
I'm sorry, I have to a little bit.
It's like
You do. I can't blame you.
we're both having like nosebleeds.
I don't have a lot of I don't have too many hit points, but Juniper's definitely feeling confident after that really good hit on the slime.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's fair. Okay. Semi-leading question. Those extra apples are in whose backpack?
I think I had them.
Okay. Perfect. You continue down this hallway. Still beautifully decorated. Still looks like people were doing regular people things, dropped their shit and left. And this room has very nice double doors, partly open, so if you want to just squeeze in there, you can. If you want to do a dramatic push open double door entrance, also valid.
Why not? Let's just go big and just push open the door and give ourselves a good look at what's in here.
This is sort of the you already found the area where the egg would normally be, where people attend the egg and where they read stories to the egg. This is clearly a space meant for the human and human adjacent caretakers. The murals here are mainly depicting creatures who have on like the same outfit, the same shirt, the same whatever, the streak in their hair, but they're depicted in various forms. So sort of a shapeshifter type thing, which you would know having lived in this world your entire life, is most likely the Ryujin, who have a human-ish form, only they usually forget at least one dragon-esque aspect that they should be hiding that they don't. They have usually an animal form that they can use to appear to a group of travelers that they've decided to look over. And this is the room, you get the feeling, where one or more Ryujin would congregate before singing their stories to the egg. Like, also do a little rereading stories and going, maybe this one isn't good enough. There's like a rejection pile.
Harsh.
Yeah. Look, not all Ryujin are blue or green, okay?
On that note, though, what's like skimming the rejected pile, is there maybe a clue of maybe someone important left a story and got mad kind of thing? Or like...
Skimming the rejected pile, it looks like it's like a sort of chronological order. And at first, stories that got rejected are, and I'm gonna try and say this very nicely, so boring.
Okay.
Right? Nothing happens. It's someone who tried to make an exciting story out of the dullest trek along a paved road that took all of 4 hours. It's also a pile of fake stories, so people who made things up, which, you know, it's valid. It's still entertainment. It's not something that gets fed to the dragon, right?
Yeah.
Only actual travel stories get told to the dragon. So it's also just a pile of fake stories. But the more recent ones are also actually really good stories that are getting rejected and you don't know why. And the notes on these stories are in a different handwriting than the older ones. Very slanted, very narrow, kind of spidery, very messy handwriting. And these are good stories. Like these should have been sung to the egg. Like at some point, Saki has to like elbow you out of one of the stories because you're just, I need to know what happened next.
Mm-hmm.
Did they get together? Did they kiss?
Gets elbowed before learning if they kissed. Did she say yes? Did she say no?
We'll never know.
Oh, come on. This one's good.
I know. That's why I'm reading it.
But that's weird, though. Like, those ones you're reading that were out there are in different handwriting than this one. Like, the note on it of... It's weird, okay? It's just weird. This is a good story. Why aren't it out there?
Exactly. Like, actually, like, all of these are good stories. You should read this one.
Yeah, okay. Just slowly, just book swap happening over here.
Like, okay, please hold for book club.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, we are actively trying to do, like, research, but it's like...
But then it's like, the handwriting's different, so I'm curious, like, is it from... I don't know, like, how to ask this, but, like, you know how, like, some people have, like, certain handwriting if they write in, like, a different language?
Mm-hmm.
Is it something similar to that? Where they're writing in, like, not their mother tongue?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, there's a fair amount of spelling errors. And we're not going to start on the grammar.
Let's see.
Also, if you start like really reading the notes on these stories, previously the rejected stories had like fair critiques, or if they were fake, they just got a fake stamp and pushed inside. But some of them were boring ones, very encouraging, very great start, keep going, go on a bigger journey, and it'll all work out. These later ones have like, this story's stupid. I was bored. I didn't like the main character, right? Just juvenile, Tumblr-esque levels of, I didn't like this.
Hey, wait. Each season has a different set of Ryujin caretakers, right? Sorta, kinda?
Kinda. Ryujin often have a favorite season, but a Ryujin will travel through the seasons with a party. They'll just sing it to the next egg.
I look at Corey and ask, is it possible that another Ryujin would have written this?
Maybe.
Or do you think a different Ryujin would have taken the egg?
Maybe they're jealous?
Or what if it ain't a Ryujin? What if it... Because it looks juvenile, the critiques on this thing.
Are there juvenile Ryujin?
I was thinking more, well, dragons are real smart, right? What's to stop a dragon from taking another dragon egg? And pretend to be someone else before they do it. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I only asked because I just remembered this is a creature. Is it possible that it could be also something like a Kaneko goblin or something that would have stolen the egg?
Technically, yes, that would be possible. But they wouldn't have been around here long enough to take this amount of notes on rejected stories, because Kaneko goblins are very obvious.
Impulsive.
You can tell when, like, someone would have stepped in the first time you tried to graffiti a proper story. Go on, stupid, right? So that no, shh, go steal milk, go away.
Okay, that answered that question. Then I was like, I don't think it was a different creature. So someone is clearly sabotaging from the inside. But who would that be? It's like motor's running, but nothing's really coming out yet. So.
Weird question.
Please.
You said it was spidery and messy.
Yes.
The handwriting. Could it also be like described as like flowery or like I'm trying to figure out a way to say spring-like without saying spring-like, so like
it is certainly in cursive. Very loopy. There's some springtime flower doodles in the margins.
What if a Ryujin didn't want to stop being the season's Ryujin?
Has that ever happened before? Like, ever? Like, surely it's had to happen at least once, maybe.
I was going to say, not in recorded history, but, you know, Victor's right history.
True.
Well, I mean, we were trying to find the spring dragon anyways. Maybe if we find the spring dragon, either we find the egg or we find a hint of where to find the Ryujin.
Corey is not supremely bright, but he is very earnest. Like, he's not stupid anymore. This level up, he's getting smarter, but
proud of you.
But he's not as learned as he could be. And so he sits there a moment, he thinks, and he goes, "Hey, Summer Ryujin, if you can hear me, can you give us a sign that maybe we're on the right track? Like, did one of your friends-ish take this egg? Charges?
Roll spirits.
just that moment of, like, maybe if I try...
You're at this point, you're imploring the universe. Let's see if the universe wants to answer.
The universe answer.
Yeah.
This is not gonna work. That's a 9.
A 9. I mean, a 9 isn't bad. It's also not a critical success.
One of those dice was maximum, and one of those dice was minimum.
Minimum. I mean, it's a good spread, I guess. In a way. You don't hear like a voice, right? There's not some cool echoing voiceover that tells you everything you need to know. You still have an hour and a half left. No. As you're like just a hint, right, of anything at all, a sort of like a god ray of light shows up, casting a sort of bluish light through this glassy domed ceiling and illuminates one of the rejected manuscripts.
Goes and picks that up like, oh.
It is a manuscript by a Ryujin called Ayomi, who wrote a wonderful winter's tale to sing to the spring dragon. And it's on the rejected pile, but you know this tale. It has been sung to a dragon. It's even been published. But for some reason, it's in the rejected pile. And it's all dog-eared, and it looks like it's been read again and again and again and again. And it was, if it's a winter's tale that got accepted, it was read to a spring dragon.
Does it have the same handwriting as the notes?
No.
Okay.
No, this has good penmanship, good spelling, average grammar. No doodles. Just someone's... It basically looks like someone's favorite copy of a book that they carry with them and read again and again and again and again. Right? Your comfort novel.
But it's in the rejected pile.
Yeah, it's sort of like shoveled in there a little bit.
I mean, definitely pull that out and give it a read, I guess. Because it's maybe something in it. Maybe the story itself has a clue. I don't know.
Maybe the comments, because don't they all have comments on why it got rejected?
Yeah, this one isn't rejected. It was basically, it's someone's favorite novel that sort of got hidden in the rejection pile, like hidden in between similar looking things, but it wasn't rejected. And it's one of their better stories. It's one story from one Ryujin, but it was several groups of travelers that kept intersecting with each other. And it ends with this wonderful love story of two aged lesbians retiring to Flower Bedford together and starting a flower farm.
Aww.
You do see the name Fern in there. Fern was one of the travelers.
Huh. Interesting.
Huh.
I was trying to remember. We were on our. I was about to say we were on our way to some place, and I forgot where. We were on our way to Crosswood.
Yes,
you were on your way to Crosswood.
We were on our way there. How would we know where Flower Bedford is from?
Yes, it is. Again, sorry that it is such a small little picture. If you go to the little PNG of the continent map, Flower Bedford is that northeastern town surrounded by those hills to the right of Crystal Trime.
Yes, I need to find.
So for where you are now, it would be southeast. So many clues, so much confusion.
Yeah.
So, Wintertail left behind in rejection pile, not marked up like the rest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm inclined to believe it's the spring dragon that stole the summer dragon, but like...
It's starting to look that way, but...
I don't... How do you prove that? How do you even act on that?
You find a dragon and go, J'accuse!
Yes.
How about we go to break You have a solid 10 to 15 minutes to think about things. And then we
Sounds
come
good.
back here with your genius plots and plans. And everything will be fine, right?
Yeah,
Hopefully.
You'll be good.
Perfect. 10 to 15 minutes, 20 if they want to do any actual plotting and planning, water stretch. Pet your pets. We'll be right back. Hi, and welcome back to Ryuutama Beastly Botanicals, where our tech goblin just called me mean to my face. We are here with our illustrious party of heroes who bravely fought a slime successfully, in the sense that the slime is dead and they're not, which honestly is all you can ask for when running into slime-based combat. And now they are breaking their brains trying to figure out what happened here and where the egg of the summer dragon might have, I was going to say gone, but that suggests it walked away. Been taken? By whomst? By what? What is going on here? We left them reading through stacks of paperwork in the Ryujin room.
Just like in the background, looking through drawers and like looking out the windows and stuff, like not helping with paperwork.
Well, how big are like the grounds outside?
Pretty big.
Okay.
I'm trying to think in feet again, but I keep ending up.
No,
thinking
it's pretty big.
meters.
It's big enough. Yeah.
Pretty big, yeah. I will ask Jace to roll in spirit as they're chilling, looking around, not reading things.
Okay, what's this? What is this? Like a D. So face ID me, please. Okay, that is a D4 and a D6. A D5.
Rocket possibly go. You still have 3 like fumble points and stuff.
Ooh, oh, 4 and a 6.
Nice!
For
Woo!
10.
Nice. That
Are
is
those the maxes for those 2 dice?
Yeah.
that's
It's a crit.
critical.
Ooh.
So much
Finally.
for this being a mystery. You just know. As you're leading, walking around this room, looking outside, you notice near one of the windows that is sort of on the lake side of this dome. The window is open a crack, and there's sort of like long gouges in the stonework, and there's like a little bit of the decorative wall relief that's been broken off.
Hey, gang, maybe something snuck in this window and out the window and took an egg.
I'd come over and I definitely want to investigate that.
Right?
Are
Use
we
your
all-
hunter ability because you're tracking something. Then sort of.
Ooh, okay. Wait,
Right.
I was gonna say that's not my role, but I will help.
I also have the
Also
hunting
fair.
ability. Can I be like, wait,
Yeah.
am I like an assist?
I have trapping. That's mine. That's harvesting materials. So
You can help each. You can pick who rolls and who helps if it's just the two of you.
I will help.
I would say Dex int.
Dex int. I guess. Yes. Okay. Here we go. 6.
6.
We have fumble points.
We have fumble points.
Saki, what did you roll?
Take the fumble points. I rolled a 5.
Ooh.
Doing good.
Look where you're using the fumble points. You also still have a re-roll from chat. I have not told you your target number, so it's up to you to decide what you want to do.
I mean, I could re-roll the D8 and see if I get better than a 3, but like y'all have seen what happens over here.
Just try.
Okay, all right, here we go. Power of the dice. Ugh.
Believe in the dice.
I rolled a 3 again.
Okay, maybe just take the fumble point.
Anyone else could make it. I guess, yeah.
All right. Spoiler alert: if you get if you use all 3 remaining fumble points, you meet the target number.
Do it.
Do it.
Okay, yeah.
All right. 1 reroll and 0 fumble points left. You with, sadly, oddly enough, no assistance from Saki, who is pretending to look over these claw marks with you, but is secretly reading on to see if they did in fact kiss in her book, and if she said yes. Leaving you, Jace, all alone to realize that these are small dragon claw marks.
So the dragon used the window to come in and take. I'm like just really like sussing it out and thinking out loud. Do the claw marks go both ways, or does it just seem like it is going the one?
Both ways, and with great frequency.
They're just coming in and out, doing dragon stuff. Gotta think like a dragon. Think like.
How far off the ground are we? I'm assuming we're all still kind of on the base level.
Everything sort of sloped upward a bit, so you'd be above the ground level. I'm not having this to debate again. The ground level is the one that's even with the door you came in through, and then you have first floor and second floor. So first floor-ish.
Okay, so no, we're not too high up off the ground.
No. But the window doesn't like swing open all the way. It goes a little way.
Is there, since they were coming in and out frequently, is there then also like a trail on the outside of where they were walking to? Are they going to the lake, to the woods, into a bush?
I think you'd have to go look outside to discover that part.
I was about to say, I feel like I would have to walk outside and find the window, and then we'll find.
Oh yes, I'm sorry, it was the same thing. I'll climb out this window. I will just fall out the window.
Oh, beautiful. Roll dex strength.
Oh no.
Again, it wasn't a window that swings all the way open, so you're literally squeezing yourself bodily through it.
I feel like at this point I just have to watch you do it.
Wait, this is better than the book, and it's a good book, but this is prime comedy.
It's a 13.
13. So the squeezing part is awkward. Right, because this is a narrow window, but fortunately that means that the window holds you up long enough for your feet to find proper purchase on the decorative wall carvings. You can actually successfully climb down without any injury to yourself.
Got it.
There was that brief moment where like your shirt almost rode up over your head.
That's fair. All right, what is out here?
Are we all going outside? Or
are you all going out the window? Are you all
not
going
out the window,
outside? No. Or are you not?
I'm gonna.
It looked real uncomfortable.
I don't think I can fit through the window.
I'm just gonna go around.
Saki's a little stocky around the middle,
Actually,
so
you know what? Hang on.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, Corey succeeded on that little personal. He had that moment of, oh, because he's scrawny, he could probably fit through the window, but then it's like, and just gonna go out like a normal person. Go check on Echo on the way.
Leaving Jace alone for a little bit in this garden.
I'm absolutely yelling what I am seeing back to you all through the window for about 30 seconds.
So yeah, they hear you for a little bit before they have to go all the way around. If we're looking on the mappish area, can I point to it? Okay, we're here-ish. No, I can't point to it. Like here-ish. So you're at this last bit of protruding terrace with some oddly blooming trees, but they're spring trees, so that tracks. Pretty blossoms, about, oh god, I hate feet, 90 feet from the water's edge. This place is pretty big. Yeah, you can see the rest of the terrace. You don't see any more obvious claw marks.
Just give it like a real creep around and like look and like checking for any tunnels, looking like up in the trees, see if anything's like hiding in there, water's edge, just wandering around while everyone else is
Nice.
making their way.
Yeah, they have a fair trek through the domed building to go. I'm sorry to have to report, don't find a summer dragon egg. You do find what looks like a woven basket hidden underneath one of the nearby bushes.
Would you say this is an egg-sized basket?
I would say it is too small to be an egg-sized basket.
Excellent. All right, I will take the basket as evidence after.
As you pick up the basket, it is clearly too heavy to be empty, and something inside is making noises. Not in an animal kind of way, but in a trinkets clattering together kind of way.
I put my thumbs on like either side of the lid to make sure it stays on and hold it like arm's length from me and like kind of walk to where I kind of think that everyone will be coming around to by now.
I think it's fair to say you meet up near the front entrance again, where Mr. Kekko is, the thing chickens do when they sort of half sit, half sleep, and just bask in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
He found a little
just
flower bed. Yeah. He found a little flower bed with like a sandy bottom, kicked the sand around real good, and it's just toasting his old bones.
Just sunk in on himself.
He got rained on as much as you did. He is just drying out every feather, every leaf.
Floofing.
Just gonna pat him on the beak because, like, there you go, that's good. Okay. Everything's fine. Goats are either eating or they're under Kekko, and that's a problem for later.
Yes. You run into Jace with a basket.
I found this basket of maybe trinkets. Could be something worse though. So here it is. And I
just to set it down and
set it down.
On the lid with your stick.
Well, yeah, I just was waiting for everyone else in case it was like a monster.
Just everyone around this basket, like.
Give him one little combat and everyone's paranoid.
Just like leaning way back, holding my pole arm with like one arm, so I'm like effectively 12 feet away. Just like.
Alright, who does the actual action of flipping open the lid?
I'll do it with the pole.
Do it with the pole arm?
Yeah.
Yeah. You flip over the lid. And now there's a picnic basket without a lid.
I'll get closer enough to peek inside.
Something shiny, something that smells pretty. It's a little jumbled together. You'd have to get a little closer to have a proper look at it.
I'll get closer. I'll risk it.
Fair. So brave. Literally, trinkets, some dried flowers, what looks to be... It all looks to be like sentimental items. There's a broken off bit of a walking stick, whatever the proper English term is. a clearly stolen locket in the sense that like the locket is still on a chain and the chain looks broken. Yeah, someone just collected a lot of stuff and hid their little treasures away. You can roll in spirit, see if anything speaks to you on a universal level.
Yeah. That's a
Oh.
4.
Ooh. Critical success. 8 and a 6.
Critical success.
6 for me.
6 for you. Assuming you shared the not rejected story that was hidden in the rejected pile, this looks like it's bits and pieces that would, like, they don't belong to the actual people in this story, but they do seem to be from locations in that story. Like that flower looks like one of the flowers that grows in Flower Bedford. That broken off walking stick shows an adorable carved, super sneaky looking raccoon, which you remember featured in the story about Crystal Chime. There is a little ticket stub from someone who took 10 classes of goat yoga in a faraway coastal town. So it looks like a souvenir basket or a little remembrance basket.
So all markers of story.
Yes.
So what do we think then?
I think someone got homesick.
Did anyone bring the story with them? Manuscripts.
Corey might have, because it's a good book and he wants to know the end.
You know the end. The elderly lesbians started a flower farm together.
Yeah.
Got rereadability.
Is there maybe anything missing from items that we would expect to see representing something from the story that's not in the basket?
You don't see anything that represents Fern's part of the story. There's nothing with goats. There's nothing with like a crocodile or a manatee or crochet. Weirdly enough, there's like a little ceramic cactus.
Is it like hollow on the inside? Like is it a container or is it just like a little decorative item?
It's just little everything's just decorative.
So only Fern's section is missing from this basket.
Everything seems to be pointing back to Fern for some reason.
I think that might be a coincidence.
J'accuse.
Well, do I still have, where are the goats right now? The little babies, where are they?
The little baby goats, they're chilling with Keko because you left their lead ropes with him.
Yeah.
Baron Keko, my apologies.
I want to
Considering how
go.
protective Keko is of goats, as I learned the other night, I think if anyone was messing with them, we would hear it.
Oh yeah, you would.
No, but I want to take a little bit of like the little like makeshift leash I made with the crochet.
Your crochet grew up, yes?
Yeah, I kind of want to add it to the basket for some reason.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just I feel compelled to do it.
I like it. You add your little your very first like my first crochet.
Uh-huh.
Add it to the basket. Things in the basket glow a little.
Huh.
But they all stay in the basket, like it's not a numbered thing.
They all stay in the basket.
to go out on a limb here again, since, being like, hey, Ryujin worked. Corey's just kind of gonna go, hey, if you're still around, you've had your fun. You should put your sibling back. Like, honestly. Ain't no reason to be hiding them like that.
You hear sort of an offended huff from nearby.
Well, I mean, no one said you had to leave, just that you gotta not be hiding your sibling.
No further response.
Did we
Is there
tell
a
where
huff?
the huff was coming from?
Yeah, which direction?
Yeah, lean this way, a little more in this area.
Okay.
We can go investigate, see if we can't track them down. Maybe bring the basket with us.
Poking apart bushes with like the dull end of this lance, still trying to
You
be like 12 feet
disturb
away from
so
stuff.
many birds and critters
Holy
and just
Holy heck.
Goodness. Nobody wants to talk
Are
to me
we-
until I'm in
are
the
we-
middle of stuff.
Are we stealthing? Are we walking? Are we striding?
Does the basket of things like glow when we move? Like, does it get brighter or
It glowed
duller?
briefly and then died down again.
Okay. I didn't know if it was still glowing.
It is not still glowing. You didn't make like a torch.
Okay.
But I missed the answer to how we're proceeding.
Oh, stealth is not the answer. Corey, at some point, is going to pull out his guitar and just be playing that for a bit. He's doing another run of Vacation Vitality.
Really smart. What are you playing?
He's actually, on the one hand, the song he's playing is technically a winter song, if that makes sense, in the sense of
Very.
like, it's like it's a popular like winter vacation kind of
Mhm.
song.
Trying to
Maybe-
appeal to the dragon that
Yeah,
got sung winter stories to make spring happen.
yeah.
Nice. As you're heading towards this area, there are definitely noises from bushes that mean that there's something in there, but it seems to be keeping ahead of you until suddenly it's like a little more to the side of you. And you're not seeing it, you're just hearing bushes rustle, but this thing, whatever it is fast.
I kind of want to. I've got the well-spoken class skill, so I get a +1 to negotiation checks. I kind of want to.
Mhm.
I kind of want to see if I can bargain with them to come out and just be like, "Look, if you come out, we won't be upset. We'll give you your basket back, and we can just talk. Maybe you can tell us why you're doing this."
Yeah, roll to negotiate. I'll even give you an extra +1 because Corey is playing winter music.
So that would be 12.
Well, yeah. An adorable little spring dragon drops down from a tree that doesn't look like it should have been able to bear its weight. And does that little thing where it sits sort of on its haunches but tucks its tail around its back feet a few times and just looks at you and its basket.
I don't remember who was holding. Did we decide who's holding the basket?
I think Saki was holding the basket.
Yeah, let's just say I was. Because I added my.
She added the
little-
crochet.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That was my addition to like Fern's part, was like, well, the crochet came from her farm, so.
We added something to your basket. Maybe you can just tell us what's going on.
You see a little tail flick as it tries to crane its neck to see just what you did to its basket.
Oh, I don't hand over the basket, but I kind of get down and lower, kind of on my, not necessarily on my knees, but I'm bending over to show.
To show the inside of the basket?
Yeah, to show the crochet bits that were added.
It grabs his, with its front paws, it does this little...
That's so cute.
My friend here made that.
We were at Fern's farm, and that was, she gave me the crochet lesson.
It's making little grabby hands at the basket now.
What do you want us to do with the basket?
This just wants it back. How about, do you have the egg and we'll trade you the basket for the egg?
It makes this big show of like holding out its wings and shaking them out and going, I know where to leave an egg.
Well,
Can you show
I
us
guess
where it is?
Does his fake little troll on the spot pretending to look for an egg.
Do you know where it is?
Well, I mean, I guess we kind of got to hold on to this till we find that egg. It's kind of important.
What if you take us to where you were planning to use the basket? Because, I mean, I'm already holding it. I don't want to inconvenience you.
It hops back towards that center fountain.
Okay, I feel like I would follow it with the basket.
You also see why you didn't see any it doesn't see any claw marks. It does this little skip and then extends its wings and just sort of glides for the most part. And when you get to this fountain, it gestures to the rim of the fountain as it backs away. And it looks like there used to be a different story there that got expertly chipped away, and someone used ink and a brush that doesn't look like it's supposed to be used with ink, judging by the amount of smearing and dribbling, painted part of the story that you found in the rejected pile. And every chapter, that's not true. Every item you have, you can correspond to one of the little chapters it painted around this fountain. But there are more chapters than items.
So,
I was about to say, it sounds like we need to read further.
yeah, maybe we can figure out which items we're missing, and we already found one.
Not wrong. If you take a little while to put stuff together, like the flower goes with flower bedford, the raccoon goes with crystal chime, the cactus goes with a chapter of someone in the desert who walked into a cactus and lost 3/4 of his hit points in the morning, which apparently this little dragon thought was hilarious. There's the goat yoga for the coastal town. Now that you have the crochet, you see it's not really a full-on Fern chapter, but there was a part where their party was in trouble, and Fern crocheted a help sign, but did it so poorly that everything got worse, which apparently it also thought was hilarious. Currently, the only item missing is one of the very first chapters, which featured a frog person and giant plants that grew overnight and put their tent up way above the ground. Reginald Croxford of Scarlet Pond, and how he bravely had to hop around giant flowers to help save the party.
maybe flowers from or maybe plants from the giant chicken would fit.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, they're big. They sprouted from seemingly nothing.
They're definitely taking over.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth a shot.
When you say that, that dragon just rolls its eyes at you. When you say, those are giant too, it just sort of goes, it gestures to your chicken. Gestures back to your manuscript or the story or whatever.
Bigger.
Can you grow plants that big?
He makes that you're not sure if it's half theater and half honest expression of I'm just a little dragon.
I can make plants grow, but they're mostly like this big. And he like does off away from everybody, a little version, not entire cast of Briar Nono, but like little tiny bramble starts to grow. I'm not very good at it yet either.
I don't know if we can find or get here a flower that big. Is there anything else that would fit there? We can't put a frog there, it'll just leave.
I mean, it might not. It's a nice fountain.
Would you be happy if we found you a frog?
It wants a frog real bad.
Let's go to the lake then. Let's find frog.
It wants a little frog, buddy.
Let's go see if we can hunt down a frog.
Beautiful. We're going frog hunting.
Woo!
While we're doing that, though, Corey is trying to keep an eye on like where on the grounds more summer plants are versus more spring plants.
See if you don't need a dragon to find the egg.
Yeah, because I do want to give the little guy a frog because frogs are fun.
Just give the dragon a frog, Corey. It's all he's ever wanted.
I mean, frogs are great. I love frogs, but like, also.
But also, it would be great if you could just find the egg. Roll Spirit Int while you're heading to the lake.
That's nice. That's a 12.
A 12. Definitely more in the lakeside edge than the inland side edge.
Well, that's great because we're headed to the lake anyway.
Definitely more north than south.
Let's look for some frogs up there.
Subtle. All right.
Well, frogs are summertime critters.
You're not wrong. Frog marching your way to the lake edge. I am absolutely dying to hear how this party goes about frog catching.
I'm gonna have Benny help me. He's small and agile, and I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe can sniff one out for me.
Does he know what a frog smells like? Have you gone frog hunting before?
I have no idea, but maybe his eyes are better than mine.
Nice. Does your fox use your stats, or does it have its own stats? Their own stats? His own stats. It's a magic creature. What does it even mean?
I would just assume that he uses mine.
Okay.
For sake of ease.
Roll Spirit Int. No, roll Dex Int.
That's an 8.
An 8. Nice. And then I get to roll this one. So your little fox quite quickly after reaching this lake's edge, right? Little feet in the mud. It smells lots of stuff. But soon starts hunting little critters that run away in the mud. Does in the end successfully catch something? It's sort of wiggly and covered in mud, but it looks a little long to be a frog.
I mean, I'll wash it off and see what it is, but
it would normally unlovingly be called a swordfish, and they're the smelliest fish around.
we're gonna let that one go.
I don't want to speak for your fox, but they're a little offended because they just caught that for you. They had it in their mouth for you, and you're just gonna, you know what? Fine. It's fine. It's whatever. Sure. Yeah, I'll think twice before licking something for you again.
While Benny is hunting fish.
A swordfish is technically amphibious. It just sort of wiggles its way into the mud up banks.
Okay, that's neat.
Yeah, it's also really groovy. Both things can be true.
Like frogs.
Yes.
Corey it's ill-advised, but he's going to use his water skin if he finds one to try and help, like, scoop it up. Because he doesn't really have anything else to use other than his hands. And frogs are slippery.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has a net at this point.
Unfortunately, no.
No. That. Alright, frog catching expedition. Everyone who is currently hunting in the mud for frogs to please a dragon and save the world, roll Dex Int.
Dex Int.
As he goes, though, Corey...
I like how we've gone from what could possibly be going on? Catch a frog, save the world.
I mean, but we were going towards summer plants, right? Like Corey was pointing that out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely, as he's going, though, he has gone from, singing whatever winter song he's singing to singing a frog song because frogs rule.
I am going to need you to write me the frog song at some point.
Oh, no. I feel like Jace would maybe be, like, poking around, like, a little bit more in the trees and through that sort of stuff, since... just like higher on the banks and around because it's summer flowers and all that sort of stuff that we're looking for.
Okay.
I did not roll very well, so let's just say I'm still holding the basket and I'm just kind of using my feet to sort of dig up.
See if you can startle any of them.
Mm-hmm.
I can do math, I promise. That's a crit. That's a 16.
I'll be proud of you. Juniper?
I rolled another 8. I did not roll better than my fox.
Before we go to Corey's crit, I will point out that Jace, poking around near summer flowers, you don't find a frog, but you find a different creature that looks... It's just... There's a group of them, and they're just chilling in the shade, and... I'm just going to use the real word description because there's no way to describe a capybara and still make it sound as cute as it is. It's like a capybara, but with like more of a dragon-style head. And there's a group of them hanging out.
Look at you little guys.
I need some citrus stat.
You do.
We need some citrus and a hot tub. Stat.
Just floating. I would give them, like, if they seem like they're just chilling and minding their own business, I'm gonna continue to poke around but give them a fairly wide berth. But also, like, have I ever seen this kind of animal before? Is it like a common one? Or no?
You haven't seen a cappy dragon before, but it is fairly standard in this world for there to. It's a little bit like an avatar. A lot of crossbreeds of what we would consider normal things are around. Yes.
All right.
I will post the illustration that this is based off of in the Ryuutama chat in the Discord because it's just so cute. It looks grumpy, but it's lovely. Yeah. So cute.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I will just give them their space and go around. You know, kind of like keep an ear out for them, because if it seems like they're guarding something, like maybe it's, who knows, dragons.
If they're guarding something, then they're doing a real good job of pretending they're not.
The long game.
Exactly.
Jace is suspicious of everything now.
See right through them. Fortunately, though, while you're being distracted by Cappy Dragons, Corey, please describe how you heroically catch a frog. Lex.
Sorry, my internet connection hiccuped and y'all went robot.
I suspected as much when I got a completely blank stare after I asked you to narrate your victory over frogdom. How do you catch a frog? How do you make it look cool enough to warrant a crit?
Know if it even looks cool. It probably looks adorable. Like he's taking his coat and he's rolled up the sleeves and he's rolled up his pant legs like you do when you're tromping around in the mud. And just kind of going along singing his frog song every now and then, hopping when he thinks he has found one and going, oh no, not quite. And then at one point just like, yeah, it's like frog, whole frog. Possibly the biggest frog he has ever seen in his life.
Nice.
Which makes sense because he's from Geyser, which is not exactly like big frog central.
No. They would slowly boil in the geysers.
Little toads and things.
Yeah.
That's more normal, but big old bullfrog type things, not so much.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a gotta carry it with two hand sized frog.
Which thankfully means he didn't have to use his water skin for it.
No,
too big.
Probably wouldn't fit in your water skin. Saki, Juniper, and Jace, you hear the cry of victory from nearby.
Complete with the, you sit there, the frog does its, frog thing, making frog noises and puffing out its, its neck. And he sits there, puffs out his cheeks because, like, oh my gosh, it's a frog. I have never seen a frog this big. Oh my gosh, I love it.
So do we need to take it back to the fountain and then put the frog in the basket? Is that what we're going to do?
I think we need to go just give it to the dragon.
Yeah.
Give him its new pet.
Is he just gonna eat this frog, or are we just getting this dragon lunch? Do they eat frogs?
I think it just wants to collect it.
Oh, this frog no, he can't eat it.
Oh, the moral conundrum, the frog of the world.
We also still taking it to the fountain though.
Okay.
Put frog in fountain? Yes.
New home.
New home. As you put the frog in the fountain, your little spring dragon buddy shows up, gently scoops the frog up, puts him on one of the lily pads, and sort of briefly blocks you from view as it bends over this frog. Its mouth remains closed. We're not eating the frog, but it's definitely doing something. And as it sits back on its haunches, looking disgustingly pleased with itself, you can see the frog now has a little red cape.
That's adorable.
This frog's going on an adventure.
Actually pretty cute.
That exact frog that you have posted in chat, yes. Big chunk of a frog.
Yeah.
Now with cape.
Big boy.
Now with cape.
I love him. Alright. He seems pleased that his collection is now, at least for this particular story, complete. And he'll start hopping away a bit, occasionally looking over his shoulder to see if you're following.
Yeah. I'll follow.
So, if you look at the map, there is a little domey bit here. It starts hopping in that direction, and as you go towards that dome, you have little rooms on each side of the sort of gatehouse that you briefly looked in for food and then dismissed. The dragon, however, hops in, moves some mosaic tiles around, revealing a passageway going down.
Ooh.
And gestures.
Ooh.
Again, super fucking pleased with itself that you didn't find this out. Like, you didn't discover this. He's showing you. He's smarter than you are. At least that's the vibe you're getting. He's very...
It's
It's
fair.
it's the non-verbal way of the villain monologue going, haha, I had outsmarted you. But you gave me a frog, so, here you go.
Yeah, I feel like if I was still holding the basket, I'd just put it down. Or place it wherever it wanted it, so...
Oh, it left all its items on the fountain
Yeah.
above the drawings it did.
So yeah, let's
But yeah.
investigate this little section.
You're kind of a menace, but you're so cute. Can't even be mad at you.
As soon as you call it menace, it just gives the biggest smile. It goes,
Think it's gonna eat us.
Just gonna gently pat it on the head because you're just so cute. Going down into the hole though.
As you go to pat it, it sort of swats your hand away and holds its tail and just growls. Nope, no touching.
Well, fine. Got you a frog and I don't even get to pet you. Fine. Going down to the hole and grumbling.
Brave human trying to pet a dragon, I will say that much.
Right?
Yes.
Or just stupid.
Yes. I mean, they only control the entire world, Going down these stairs, they're badly maintained. The dragon clearly doesn't give a fuck about crumbling steps or whatever. It's just hopping down, but you're gonna have to be a little careful, go a little slow. Nothing that you have to roll for, just uncomfortable, and realizing that apparently the human caretakers didn't think to look here either because they probably don't know it's still here. Going down a little more, you get into an area that looks like it used to be, I'm trying to think of a polite way to say this because it isn't a horror game, waste management?
This is
Okay. Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle of this area, that fortunately doesn't smell as bad as it probably used to because it's been a while since it was used, on a honestly rather cozy looking pillow is a dragon egg.
Whoa.
It's pretty big.
I look around this room, checking for other dragons, any holes in the walls leading to larger dens and terrifying monsters and what have you.
You see none of those things.
I'm just gonna try to pick up the egg.
This is where we die, guys. This is it.
I'll say picking up a dragon egg is a more than one person job when it's this close to hatching.
Corey will help. It's big and summery.
It feels warm. It smells like your favorite summer smells. You can hear the beach when you touch it. It's summer in a happy egg.
Well,
Cookouts and
So do you want to bring it back to the altar?
yeah, let's bring it back to the altar and hopefully that helps it hatch.
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna hatch in the sewers.
No, it's not pleasant.
Okay, I will say carrying a very large egg with two people back up these shitty stairs is going to take a fair amount of maneuvering. am going to ask you to roll to carry this egg up the stairs.
Okay, what are we rolling?
And
I'm going to call it dex strength because it's heavy and you need to figure out with your superior sense of scale and shape and size when to turn it so it doesn't get stuck like a 3-person sofa in a flat corridor.
Okay.
Teamwork!
Oh.
Can I use a reroll? Elsewise, that's a fumble.
Very opposite reactions. I got a crit success.
Please, may I use a
But-
reroll?
Yeah, I don't want to know what happens if one's a
Yeah.
crit success and one's so bad we need to reroll. Please reroll.
I love this so much. I'm so sad you still have a reroll. This would have been so much fun to narrate.
Still not great, but not a fumble.
Not-
It's a 5.
Not a fumble. It's it's progress after. Okay. First I want to know from Wraith what this crit success looks like for Juniper, because apparently this egg makes it up these stairs mainly thanks to your efforts. Corey is in a supporting role.
I
Either
think I'll
metaphorically or
probably-
literally.
It probably ends up looking like Juniper being like the one who's going up backwards up the stairs. And probably like ends up tipping over and stumbling like backwards up the stairs a little bit. Just unbalanced by the egg. So doesn't drop it down the stairs, but maybe kind of stumbles up them and lands on her butt with still holding the egg. Just kind of like, okay, it's still safe.
That's
better your butt than the egg.
Corey. I was imagining Corey like slipped on a stair and like went down hard, like scuffed his knees and maybe a hand.
I mean, your hands are still not great after being mold slimed.
Mold slime.
So one of the
Chicken.
fingers that's chicken bitten, poison ivy.
Poison ivied.
You trip a little. You try to catch yourself with one hand, and you hit that one fingertip that's still kind of whitish black, and you can feel it like all the way up until your elbow.
Ugh.
Right, sorry, not a horror game. You're fine. Everything's great.
Like when you smack this side of your hand against a corner.
Oh. Yeah, that's why I was going, because I was like, that hurt.
But you and the egg are back upstairs, no longer in the sewers. Bit of breather.
Right, let's get it the rest of the way.
Luckily, it's relatively flat. Mm.
Yeah, no more stairs.
Can we get some extra help? Oh, my arms are
Yeah.
tired.
Yeah, I'll help.
I will also help do like a switch, like
Yeah.
Alright, team effort getting the egg back into the altar room. Placing it on the altar. There is an egg on an altar.
So I feel like I'm like holding onto the egg and I'm just like, you wouldn't believe the journey we just had. And I feel like I start recalling everything that happened from Lifferwin up until this moment.
Yep. Corey's helping because, like, you gotta tell a dragon stories before it'll hatch. Because I don't think he realizes that it needs to be in a specific language.
As Saki starts telling this story from, you wouldn't believe what happened since we left Lifferwen. In the altar room, a little ways away from you, like on the opposite side of the egg, you see a little white albino hedgehog.
Well, hello,
That-
friend.
You've seen magic at this point. It's clearly casting magic, and it seems to be a way of translating what you are saying.
Oh, gee, thanks.
I just yelled the chipmunk's gonna kill us.
No, Jace, the chipmunk is our friend. Also,
Oh.
it's too spiky to be a chipmunk. Corey has never seen a hedgehog before.
Yeah,
okay,
as the
well,
journal keeper, I feel like I'm recalling as much, and then I invite everyone to, like, if I left out details, I invite everyone to fill them out. And
I think everyone kind of like chimes in their own little
Yeah.
details.
Mhm,
I can see us squabbling over specific details.
that
Whether
Jace
to leave
didn't
it
fall
true or not
in the
true.
hole.
I
Leave
was
it-
going to
No.
go around and ask every player to pick one of your favorite moments from the past few episodes and recap it for our little dragon buddy. I'll let the journal keeper go first.
So I start talking about how I met this poor craftsman blacksmith over in Lifferwind, and he gives me a task, but then he starts piling up a task after a task after a task after a task. But the most important thing is I really want to fix his pickaxe, which, once you have your favorite tool, I'm sure, once you hatch, you'll realize what we mean by this. You have your favorite that you just can't replace it. So you have to, like, go source everything. And I eventually found out where the stick came from. Apparently it used to be an old walking stick. And, maybe after this I'll go down to the forest and, try to source some more information, and I'll fix up that pickaxe, and, hopefully that'll be enough to satisfy him. And, I do want to help him, but he needs a lot of help. So maybe I'll just help apprentice with him for a bit and get his shop in order. And that was where I met Rosalie and Juniper and Corey and Jace, and we went on this cool little adventure. And then I guess motion to the next person.
Okay, so there was this goat farm, and I just start telling the story about how it was like, no, it was a super serious mission. We were just going to stop in for a minute, and we were totally going to come and, like, rescue you, which we totally did. So that's perfect. But they made us go on this ride with, like, manatees, and apparently the manatees were happy, but, like, I don't know, it seemed a little like riding the line to me. But there was the scariest attraction I've ever seen. The most realistic crocodile. When you grow up, well, maybe when you're, like, smaller size grown up, we'll take you and you can decide how scary it is. Just, like, the most nonsense, like, winding story about crocodiles and manatees, and how you absolutely have to go to this weird farm that we found.
Oh, beautiful. Fern's Farm is a dragon attraction.
I mean, it is.
It is. The little spring dragon has sort of tucked himself away in a corner, is listening along, because if it's one thing it can't resist, it's a good story.
I think Juniper talks about the more of the mishaps of their journeys, and confidently going the wrong direction and accidentally ignoring that Keko knew the right direction the entire time. All of the times that they accidentally, ended up getting engaged with the poison ivy or falling into holes, and how they really were not prepared to travel as much as they should have been, including running out of food just before they got to the shrine. And yeah, just talking about the more ridiculous parts of their travels, the funnier mishaps that kind of show that they maybe are not the best adventuring party, but they've still managed to make it here and do something good.
As soon as you're, like, describing sock hands,
Yep.
you hear a little spring dragon kind of sort of reptile snort laugh at you. And then when you get to the second time someone needed sock hands because they're saving goats, they're gone. They're rolling on their back, kicking their legs in the air.
Oh, it's not my fault. I forgot about I was trying to keep track of it, and I meant to get more at the farm, and then it was just all kinds of other stuff, and stuff needed to get bought, and we needed tents. I didn't even have a tent from home. I'd starts on that, but then goes into, but we still managed to do some really cool stuff. Chase jumped into the water and was going to go fight that crocodile. If it was a real crocodile, it'd been in trouble.
Yeah, it was.
And Miss Rosalie helped me from the start, just came out of nowhere and was like, yeah, I know about plants. This is not something you should touch. Don't touch that no more. And then we all kept touching it, but that's neither here nor there. Saki has been absolutely stellar. She completely annihilated a slime that tried to eat my hands, shoving off his poor hands.
No.
Yeah, and I continue to make notes. It's buy Corey gloves. So it's just in big letters, underlined,
Those
arrows
big leather
pointing to
gloves
it.
you get for working in the blacksmithing area. Yeah.
And Juniper and Benny have been absolutely amazing too, because if without them we wouldn't have found our way at all. Because I'm not real good at reading a map, and I don't really think any of us but Juniper are.
More accidental than anything.
As you're telling these stories to this egg with this little albino hedgehog translating, it pretty soon starts to become nightfall and get darker. And when you wrap up your story, can't think of any more anecdotes, and it's very much it. And then we found you in the sewers, and now here we are. And put a prettier bow on it. This egg glows, and where the items in the spring dragon's basket glowed a little white blue, this egg glows gold. The shell becomes somewhat transparent. You see this long dragon sort of rolled up inside of it, and right around actual sunset, so that last moment that the sun passes under the horizon, this beautiful egg vanishes, and there's nothing but gold and sparks and stars and the cutest little red-orange dragon that now sits on the altar.
Oh, it's
Hello, new friend.
It's so cute. It's so cute.
You can feel the air get warmer. Everything that was spring turns into summer as you successfully move this country into the summer season. That's the end of our little mini campaign. Good job!
We didn't die!
Okay,
You did. You got real close.
I did!
No, but good job. Killed the slime, caught a frog, saved the world. I know, but bonus points for knowing to negotiate with an obnoxious little dragon. That's one of their weaknesses. They think they're smart. We will quickly go around and let people do ads, plugs, wherever it is that they're currently up to, things they're doing, exciting stuff that's coming up for them. And we'll go in reverse order than when we did our opening. So, Amanda, who are you? Where can people find you? What do you do?
Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda. You can find me most places at Panda Cabra or Panda X Cabra. I am a part-time tech and actual player, and you can find me currently Tuesday evenings on TTRPG, that's TEA, TRPG, playing Roots with GM Miguel Classico. So yeah, definitely come check that out. I play a toad in that one.
What a coincidence.
Oh,
Thank
and
you.
then then who was next?
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to remember because my Zoom screen switched, but I think we went Wraith. And then
I'm ready.
Kai, and then Lex.
Yeah. You can find me at Slendernoia on Twitter, mainly over on ECP, where we've got I'm in all of our things right now. Saturdays we've got Sister Cities, which is apocalyptic. What if the government banned art? We've got Thirsty Sword Lesbians, Arthurian round table-esque magic stuff happening at Sunday mornings. Very early if you're Pacific time like me, but eventually we're going to change that. And then we are also going to be doing a massive Pride event in June. We've got like 20 plus tables. I have been talking to so many people, but it's going to be great. And we hope that everyone comes and hangs out with us for Pride and has a great time.
Kai.
Oh, me? Hello, I am Kai, Kyle Creative. Yep, on the internet still. I mostly am over on Gut Punch RP, where I am a player and a GM. I don't know that I think all my things ended at the same time, but we're still, playing ye old D&D. Oh, there's like a circus fight this week, so yeah, tune in for a circus fight. It's classic.
Are you fighting clowns?
Of course. They're also only level 3, so like I can't have them fight too many clowns, but there's at least one person in Molly.
I mean, I love horror. I just don't like clowns.
They're the most horrible, really.
Oh, right. Lex.
Hi, I'm Lex. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Ko-fi at FortofAir, no dash in between. I stream, I play games. You can find me next, possibly Tuesday morning, super early Eastern time. I think that'll be kind of mid-morning or early afternoon Central Eastern time. And like ungodly late early for y'all on the West Coast. I'm sorry.
I don't even want to know.
It'll be 6 a.m. for me, so.
Oh, jeez.
I'll be on Polished Cryptid's channel playing some 5e. We're hopefully gonna get into some stuff with a Mecha Kraken, but maybe not. We'll see.
Wow.
Mecha Kraken.
That sounds pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I think that leaves me. Hi, my name is Anniek. I am occasionally on Twitter if that hell site lets me and my blood pressure can handle it. I am here, normally on Sundays. We have a few things coming up. I'm going to try and speed through them, but not at a speed that makes me say things that aren't true. But I am going to keep an eye on Eva. So Eva, if I say things that aren't true, just make a face. Next Thursday, we have a Freeing Threads character development episode, 4 p.m. Pacific, which is definitely a time zone. I know what that means. Horizons Call, our D&D game with centaurs on ships and some other characters, but they're not my favorite. Currently on a break, returns Saturday, May 27th at 3 p.m. Pacific. And then we also have Brindlewood Bay, which is like Jessica Fletcher meets Cthulhu, returning on Sunday the 4th at 2:30 p.m. Pacific. And it's just elderly people and tentacles, and I can't recommend enough. We also have a little sort of like chat show thing where we talk with people who make games and who play games called Sword and Tea. And I get to co-host the next few ones with Eva because we're talking horror games. We have the Haunted Table Games coming to talk about their Triangle Agency Kickstarter. The Sword and Tea will be Saturday, June 17th at 9 a.m. Pacific. We'll also be playing a game of Triangle Agency that the casting call just went up for. And it's not horrible horror, it's more quirky
Funny
horror.
horror?
More quirky horror, like paranoia. Less gore, more existential dread. Sort of paranoia meets X-Files.
Mood.
But then also coming is Jason Cordova from The Gauntlet, and he will be talking with us specifically about Public Access, a horror game that recently got produced. But in general, he's done stuff like Brindlewood Bay that I mentioned earlier. He's from Trophy, which is one of my favorite horror games. So I'm very excited we get to talk to him about all of those on Saturday, July 8th at 10 a.m. Pacific. And we don't have a talk show about it. We'll do another casting call open for definitely body horror. I will be running a, 4-episode game of Vast Grim, which is absolutely disgusting. No one has plot armor. Nothing has plot armor. And I'm super excited. And if that sounds like something that you might enjoy joining for, feel free to have a look at our forum. Everything's currently in chat, and it's also on Twitter, and it's also in our Discord. It is nearly impossible to miss. I'm sure people can manage. I think that's it for us right now. We're going to be raiding out to the initiative order. And I want to wish you all a very good rest of your Sunday, depending on how many hours are left in it. And I hope you had fun watching our little Ryuutama game. I had a really good time playing with these people, and I'm super happy they saved summer. So thank you all very much, and come back on a Sunday and see what's happening.